Good morning, Mike. Good morning, AQ Ansari sir. Good morning.
Good morning, Ansari sir. Welcome.
Hi, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Morning.
Morning, Dr. Ko.
Morning. Yeah, bye. Good morning.
So we have around 100 participants today. They will be joining soon, but we'll start in time.
Yesterday, large number of registrations were done.
Yes.
Wide
So it is
circulation.
always by your word, right, Prerna?
Congratulations. So nice.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
This year we could not do. We could not attain the same.
Yes.
But 2019 or 18? 19, I guess.
19. It was 19.
19. So it's just 1 minute to go, and because that is how it was planned. Arun ji, directors sir join कर लेंगे?
Your voice
Yes,
is not
ma'am,
reaching,
he's
Dr.
about
Arun.
to join soon.
Your voice is not reaching, Dr. Arun. We can hear.
Okay, so he's going to join soon.
Okay.
Just getting his call. Just excuse me.
Echo is coming from your side, Arun sir. Good morning, Dr. Sudhindra.
Good morning.
Very
Good morning.
Can you hear me? Very good morning.
Good morning, Sudhinda.
Hello, ma'am. Echo is coming or not?
Voice
Okay.
voice is coming now. You can voice is coming now. You can
Okay. So echo is there.
Preeti ma'am, can
Hello?
you
Is it okay?
Preeti ma'am, can you whether echo is there actually find out whether echo is there or not?
Yes, little bit. Probably two systems are on.
Little bit.
Probably two systems are on.
Okay.
Uh, can someone in the attendees confirm that we are audible or not? Because I got a message that attendees cannot hear.
Because we are now in a
So now practice session is off.
over. Practice session is over. I see.
Okay, so let's start then.
Good morning, everybody.
Abhi, are you there?
Preeti ma'am, am I audible to you?
Yes. Yes. Just 1 minute, Professor Sari, there is an anchor. Mr. Avi, anchor, we start. Mr. Avi, we start.
Ma'am, am I audible?
Yes, please start. Yes, please start.
Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed participants and distinguished guests, good morning. I welcome you all to this exciting one-day online workshop on conference quality management, hosted by PEC and funded by IEEE R10 Conference Quality and Management Committee. It is indeed an honor to stand before you today as we embark on a journey of knowledge, collaboration, and excellence in the realm of conferences. The IEEE R10 Conference Quality and Management Committee has taken a bold step in fostering a culture of quality in conferences, recognizing their pivotal role in the dissemination of cutting-edge research and the exchange of ideas. Conferences, as we know, play a crucial role in advancing scientific and technological frontiers. They are more than just gatherings, they are hubs of innovation, collaboration, and intellectual discourse. Thank you for joining us, and let the workshop commence. First, let me introduce the coordinator for this workshop, Professor Preeti Bajaj. Dr. Bajaj holds a PhD in electronics engineering with an MBA. Having 32 years of academic and research experience, she's currently on BOG of Education Society, Vice Chair for Region 10 membership activities, Vice Chair for SDA India Council, 2024 MGA Award Committee Chair, former Vice Chancellor LPU, Galgotia University, and 2024 Chair for Retention and Outreach for Region 10. She's also been an IEEE volunteer for more than 24 years and has executed many leadership roles at IEEE India and abroad. I invite Professor Preeti Bajaj to deliver the preamble for this event.
Thank you, Avi. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Avi.
Between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response, and in our response lies our growth and our freedom, by Viktor Emil Frankl. As rightly said, the stimulus of proposing the event and then in response, the planning and final execution leads to the growth of IEEE volunteers from just organizing the conferences to organizing quality conferences and impactful conferences. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this one-day IEEE Conference Quality Workshop organized by Delhi section along with the Chandigarh subsection at PEC Chandigarh and funded by Region 10 Conference Quality and Management Committee. Let me begin by expressing my appreciation to leadership team of Region 10, past Director Deepak Mathur sir, who is also now MGA VP elect for 2023, Professor Lance Funk, virtually current Director of IEEE Region 10 and Director elect, Professor Takako Hashimoto, Secretary Region 10 Asia Pacific, Mr. Michael, Dr. Samir, Chair, both of them who are Chair of CQM Committee, Delhi Section Leadership, Professor Ansari, Dr. Prerna Gaur, Professor Rajneesh, Professor Subrato, and all those who are present over here with their esteemed presence, presided by stalwart in the academics, Professor Baldev Setia, the Director of PEC, and the team of attendees online, offline. Thank you so much. In this workshop, we'll have deep dive into antithesis of conference quality management, exploring the best practices, innovative strategies, and the latest trends, and that will empower the conferences to elevate an overall conference experience. Thank you, Deepak sir, for all the support always. We have gathered here to formally inaugurate the most awaited event of Conference Quality Workshop, and this is in the context day by day, the organizing conferences number is getting increased, and for so many reasons. But the issues and quality concerns are also increasing day by day. Like sometimes it is only a branding activity, sometimes it is for networking, but not the good quality papers and impactful conferences, though it is very much required and it should be the main agenda. As we navigate through the sessions today, it's not only to absorb the wealth of knowledge being shared, but also actively participate and discussions share our experience as well. I extend my sincere gratitude to IEEE Region 10 Conference Quality Management Committee for their commitment for advancing the standards of conferences in our region. Without further delay, let us embark this journey of learning, collaboration, and above all, dedication to the quality and conference management. It is a matter of privilege for me that Professor A.Q. Ansari, Chair the Lee section, himself is here to welcome you all. I have not heard any time no from this volunteer who has always been there to support the volunteers in his section, and not only section, the outside as well. For last 1 year, I've seen him, how he has supported at every step, right from application till execution of this workshop. Professor Ansari, who is the chair for Delhi section and a senior member of IEEE, received BSc from Aligarh Muslim University and MTech from IIT Delhi and the PhD from Jamia, and having played leadership role within and outside IEEE at various levels. Sir, thank you so much for being here. Over to you.
Thank you so much. I'm really overwhelmed by your introduction. Thank you, Dr. Susi. Most Honorable Chief Guest of the event today, Mr. Deepak Mathur, Vice President-elect of NCA for the year 2023 and former Director of Region 10. Guest of Honor, Professor Takako Hashimoto, Region 10 Director-elect for the year 2023. Keynote Speaker of the occasion, Professor Lance Khan, the Region 10 Director. Director of the Tech University, Professor Baldev Sethia. Coordinators for this event, Professor K.T. Bajaj and Professor Arun Singh. Our mentor and guide, Professor Subrata Mukhopadhyay, and one of the esteemed speakers of today's event. India Council Chair-elect, Professor Prerna Gaur. Officers from the IEEE Delhi section, especially Professor Rajneesh Sharma. Chandigarh subsection, Rajasthan subsection. Learned speakers and resource persons, especially Sudhir Pathakji, Michael Ong, Dr. S.M. Sanil, R.D. Jadeja, participants from various institutions of the country, my colleagues from the section, ladies and gentlemen. It is a true pleasure for me to welcome you all to the one-day workshop on IEEE Conference Quality Management being hosted by the Tech University in Chandigarh. I am very grateful to our chief guest, Mr. Deepak Mathur, for sparing time out of his busy schedule to join us online in this event. I met him in Washington, D.C. last month while I was there to receive the Educational Activities Board Award on behalf of my section that was awarded to us for creation and delivery of the weekly webinar series throughout and the series continues. I was overwhelmed by his kindness and warmth in Washington, D.C. As it was the first occasion for me to join such an august gathering of IEEE, I was genuinely comforted by him and for my stay and social interaction with people from the length and breadth of the world. It is also an honor for us to welcome Professor Takako Hashimoto, the Region 10 Director-elect for the year. I had the opportunity to meet her also in Washington, D.C., and I was introduced to her by my colleague, Professor Manish Thakur. We clicked few photographs together during the award ceremony. Enjoyed her company and felt very, very comfortable with her. I would like to greet the keynote speaker of the day, Professor Lance Khan, the Region 10 Director and a wonderful person. I had the privilege of meeting him also in Washington, D.C. during the award ceremony. I am especially honored to welcome yourself, as this one-day workshop is a gift to us from the Region 10 only. I appreciate the efforts of Professor K.T. Bajaj for taking the initiative of making applications and struggling to host these two workshops that he brought in past couple of months. At times, there are constraints that are beyond our control and require divine interventions for their successful organization. This workshop is also one such event. We are thankful to Professor Arun Singh, Chairman Chandigarh Subsection, to have readily agreed to host this event at a very short notice. Thanks and welcome to Professor Arun Singh. I would like to most enthusiastically welcome Professor Baldev Setiaji, the Director of Tech Deantree University, for providing the entire logistics and support for holding this important event and also joining us in the inaugural session. Welcome to Professor Subrata Mukhopadhyay, who has been leading a standing committee of the Delhi section on conferences and seminars and has been instrumental in maintaining quality of the conferences, technically sponsored or co-sponsored by the section. He has very meticulous team at his end, a team of volunteers who scrutinize all the conferences and conference proposals and guide them and mentor them till the end. And my wife still remembers you. And we hope that you visit us very soon. And we would be welcome. We will be happy to welcome you and all those people, especially Lance Fong and Michael Long. All these fully Professor Preeti Bajaj and Mr. Deepak Mathur will be a link between you people and the Delhi section, and they would be helping you to come to our section, and we would be welcoming you with open heart. Thank you very much once again. God bless you all, and wish the best for this organization of the workshop. God bless. You are not audible, Preeti. Preeti, you are not audible.
Thank you so much, sir. Darkness cannot drive out the National Award and many, many more, which would take the seminar, probably an hour to introduce her. So I feel very privileged to have you with amongst us, Takako-sen, and over to you for your presentation.
Okay, thank you so much for having me today. I'm so honored to be here, even online. This is a great, wonderful workshop. Oh, and can you share my screen?
Yes, I have made you present it.
Okay. Okay. So and yeah. Okay. Okay. First of all, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to the Professor A.Q. Ansari, Delhi Section Chair, and his team for hosting, organizing this great workshop. And of course, Professor Baldev Satir, Director of Punjab Engineering College, PEC, for hosting this workshop. And Dr. Mike and Professor Samir, they are my good friend from Region 10 EXCOM, secretary and also conference quality management committee chair. So they are promoting this initiative very, very dedicatedly. And of course, my good friend for long years, Professor Preeti Bajaj. She's an amazing person for me. And she is my role model and good friend, and always supporting me. And she is coordinating this tremendous workshop. So I really respect you. Thank you so much. And also, I can see my friend online video. So, and I'm so happy to have the many friends in India. And yeah, again, happy to be here, even online. Okay, and today I would like to talk about the region realignment situation and conference information. Okay. So this is my self-introduction, but already Professor Preeti already introduced me kindly. So therefore, I may I can skip this introduction. But anyway, so I have in addition to the university position and ITP position, I have several positions in government, public positions like this. And I am working for contributing to the society, not only in Japan, but also in Asia, hopefully. Okay. And I think you may already know that we are facing region realignment situation in 2028. So currently we have the 10 regions, so region 1 to 10. And of course, we are now under region 10. And actually, the membership ratio of region 10 is almost 40%. And regarding the voting member, the voting member rate is around 25%. It's a very big number, a biggest number in our other regions, in regions in IEEE. And that means we are the largest region in IEEE, and we should have more power in IEEE. So therefore, IEEE decided, board of directors decided, so region 10 can be 2 regions. So, and we can send the 2 delegate, 2 directors to the board of directors meeting. So this is the kind of the very important initiative. We should know what is happening in region 10 currently. And this is a decision made by the board of director meeting. And in 2028, region 10 will be divided into 2 regions, region 10 and region 11. So new region 10 includes China, Japan, Korea, Macau, Hong Kong, Mongolia, and something like that, and small subsections like this. And region 11 is much diverse. So you can see so many countries here like this. And this is region 11, new region 11 area. And now in 2020, so the membership are almost close. So North Asia, China, Japan, Korea, and other sections. So almost 60,000 voting members, and South Asia Pacific is 40,000 voting members. Okay, voting members. So therefore, we have to consider the number of members, including students, and also we have to consider the number of voting members. And the board of directors decided to divide the region 10 into 2 regions like this, new region 10 and new region 11. So this is the situation we are facing. So we have a region realignment situation in 2028. And conferences. So regarding the conferences, so we now currently region 10, so therefore we can consider the conferences under region 10, but maybe in the near future we have to think about the new 2 regions. But now in 2024, region 10, we have the 238 conferences. This is the number from conference search of IEEE website. So, but I don't think this number is correct, precise. But this is a kind of tendency, and also we can see the ratio of each country. This is a very important number. Ratio is very important, and the number of conferences is not maybe not correct. But anyway, so according to this web service, IEEE site, so next year we have more than 230 conferences. And then you can see the each country's kind of ratio, and this this red circle shows the new region 11, so the South Asia Pacific, and the other North Asia, and South Asia Pacific is conducting the conferences more than North Asia, and especially you can see India, the largest ratio Okay, so the India is actually the country that hosts the most conferences in Region 10, and of course in IEEE, I think. So therefore, the India is most important country for managing the conference quality. And also, of course, other country, other sections also very, very they have to consider the quality, conference quality. Of course, it is very important initiative, but hosting this workshop in India is very valuable for IEEE. Therefore, I appreciate your dedication, your effort for hosting this wonderful workshop. It should be bring the good tremendous values to IEEE and Region 10. So thank you so much. And conference quality management is very important for the future of IEEE. I really expect the outcomes from this workshop, one-day workshop, and we could learn there are so many things from the workshop, and we can please share the thought and idea and valuables, deliverables with all of us Region 10 members. Thank you so much. Thank you.
We are not able to hear you, Dr. Preeti.
Preeti, I cannot hear you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much, Takako-sen, for your region alignment, wonderful information on region alignment and the conference statistics. And thank you for every time for being there whenever we require your presence, and you have helped us in every committee. Thank you for your nice gesture. And this is a small memento at present virtual, and hope to see you soon to give you this memento in person as well. On behalf of Delhi section, we request you to accept the memento.
Virtual acceptance.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm so honored. Thank you. Thank you.
If your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, and then you are a leader. John Adams, very true for Deepak sir. I feel very privileged to invite the leader from Region 10, rather I would say a global leader, respected Deepak Mathur sir, past director Region 10, Asia Pacific, and chief guest of today's function to enlighten us with his words of wisdom. Probably he is the most popular leader not only in South Asia but in IEEE as well. Let me introduce this stalwart in IEEE. Although I will not able to justice his volunteerism, whatever he has done within IEEE and outside, the immediate past director, Region 10, Vice President VP-elect MGA 2023, graduate from IIT Roorkee, Masters in Business Administration, Chair of IEEE India Council in 15-16, member of IEEE HKN on Itakapanu, recipient of the prestigious IEEE Region 10 Outstanding Volunteer Award, IEEE MGA Achievement Award, Lifetime Achievement of IEEE India Council, and many more. 37 years of professional experience in the field of electronics, telecommunication, IT infrastructure, and having various engineering and managerial positions, chair of nomination committee, and many leadership roles within and outside IEEE. Over to you, Deepak sir. And thank you for being there with your esteemed presence always.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Preeti, for your kind words, and thank you, Professor Ansari, for your kind words. I'm honored working with dedicated and passionate volunteers like you all over the world. So thank you very much for your kindness. And I'm really happy to see Dr. Setia, the director of PEC, present here. And that is really a good gesture by the PEC, and it shows that how much importance is being given to the IEEE and its conferences. So thank you, Dr. Setia, for being and its conferences. So thank you, Dr. Setia, for being big. Yeah. And I see several of my friends around. Rajneesh, Dr. Shruti Jain in the participant, Sugandha in the participant, Michael in the participant, Michael on. So somehow I'm getting an echo. If that can be fixed.
At our end, it's perfectly all right, sir.
It is coming, I think, from PAC side.
Arunji, if there are two systems on, please fix the issue.
So anyway, if it is only at my end, I will manage. It should not be at your end. So I don't see now. So let me start, and let me really thank each one of you for inviting me. And good morning, everyone. If we really had a very good informative talk from Takako. Takako expressed her interest in conference post realignment, and she would be the director. And I'm sure the conferences will be held in a very effective manner. But if you talk about the conferences, then IEEE sponsors over 2,000 annual conferences and worldwide. And as you know, we have 39 technical societies, 7 technical councils representing a wide range of IEEE technical interests. And our conferences are also in all of the technical field of interest of IEEE. If you talk about Region 10 organizes almost 40 to 45% of IEEE's conferences. And India organizes close to 200 conferences annually. So as Takako told, that this kind of the workshop is very important to Region 10 and in particular to India. So it becomes really very important to understand IEEE's process and procedure for organizing conferences. Region 10 has always been of great concern to educate volunteers so that they know all about IEEE conferences, and concern is also for maintaining the quality of conferences and events as per IEEE standard. So today's program is a step towards that, and that is for educating volunteers and spreading awareness about the need of training volunteers in organizing good quality conference. So I'm sure you will also be learning about IEEE's resources and training programs available for volunteers to understand the effective organization of a conference and events. So thank you very much, Dr. Preeti Bajaj, for your initiative, and I'm glad to see the collaborative efforts and participation of Delhi section. Thank you, Dr. Ansari, for that, and Punjab Engineering College and IEEE Chandigarh subsection. So these collaborations will certainly add great value to the program. I see very good topics being covered in a day-long workshop, but my special request and concern will be for conference review process and technical program committee. So please give emphasis on that. And every person and each committee associated with conferences play a significant and very important role. But technical program committee, as you all know, is most responsible for ensuring quality of papers, which makes a conference successful in real sense. So we have a conference quality management committee in Region 10, and the objective of establishing Region 10 Conference Quality Management Committee was to educate volunteers to ensure quality of conferences in Region 10. And it has been very effective, and such programs supported by the committee, which we are organizing today, help in reaching out to the greater audiences and spreading the awareness. I would also like to bring your kind attention on the importance of industry-academia partnership in conferences. I know that this subject is not part of today's program, but it is a very important aspect in any good conference. So I strongly believe that there is a need of sincere and serious effort in this direction. And I feel we have to explore ways to make industry-academia ties more effective from the perspective of close participation and increased interactions, so that industry gets benefits from the latest research. And vice versa is also true. Let our conferences serve as platform for such discussions. So you just give emphasis on this particular aspect when you are dealing in the different sessions today. And I will recommend that we should advise organizers to go for post-review of conferences and to look into mainly on challenges faced and how that would be addressed or mitigated in the next or subsequent conferences. So that should be one of the aspects which you should really stress upon this today. And I strongly recommend that Region 10 should develop volunteers by training them and keep their names on the website so that they are available for advice and guidance to new organizers. So let this program be also an excellent platform where participants get an opportunity to interact, discuss and explore various possibilities, lessons learned, and best practices. IEEE and Region 10 always encourage to organize conferences, but quality has always been a major concern, and it is our collective responsibility. So each and every volunteer should focus on this and should ensure that we organize quality conferences. Quantity and quality both are important. With this short remark, I would like to conclude and thank you, Dr. Preeti Bajaj, for inviting me to this, a very useful workshop. And in fact, it is a great honor, and I express my deep gratitude again to you, IEEE Delhi section, Professor Ansari, you and your team, IEEE Chandigarh subsection, Rajneesh and his team, Arun Kumar from the Punjab Engineering College, for giving me an opportunity to be part of this inaugural. So thank you very much. And I look forward to working with all of you in 2024 also. Thank you very much. Yes.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. What you said is quality and quantity, both are very, very important. Just one second. So, sir, thank you. Although the words are not enough, you have talked about quality and quantity, and we assure you, you
Thank
have
you,
also talked about the review process and preparing the volunteers. So yes, we have kept at the end of the workshop the small tutorial which ILN has, IEEE has on its website, so that people can understand how the complete conference organization, the process could be. Please accept on behalf of Delhi section, Chandigarh subsection, and PACE and the complete committees a small memento, although it is virtual. We planned for offline, but somehow this is what is today. We are in a hybrid mode. So thank you for being there. Please accept our memento.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Our next segment is education is the passport in the future, to the future, and for tomorrow belongs to those who prepare for it today. So let us educate ourselves from Professor Lance Funk, who is very down to earth, a leader who is always available, great vision for IEEE, and true long-time volunteer and leader. His many new initiatives are going to take the region to a next level. Professor Lance Funk, let me introduce him, although because of his travel and the change in his some flights and delay in his flights, he is still in transit and could not join us online, but he has shared his video when the flight was delayed. So Professor Lance Funk, the Region 10 Director for 23-24, he worked as a radio and electronics officer in the Merchant Navy in the late 1970s, and then have spent 5 years in Bristol and Cardiff, UK. After that, he spent 6 years in Singapore, and before settling down in Australia during past 26 years. Past chair, IEEE Conference Committee, Region 10 chair for EAC, 1920, member for IEEE Finance Committee, and have played many leadership roles within and outside IEEE. Like he was member of Board of Governors of SMCS, chair IEEE WA section, Region 10 special project coordinator, and many others. Thank you so much, Lance, for your video message.
Good morning, all. First of all, I thank Dr. Priti Bajai for the invitation for this one-day workshop on conference quality management. I also like to thank all of the IEEE volunteers and leaders for being here to support and share your knowledge and experience on the subject. In particular, I'd like to acknowledge the presence of Delhi Session Chair, Professor Azanri, and IEEE VP-elect MG8, Deepak Jain, and Region 10 Director-elect, Professor Takako Hashimoto, Professor Satir, Professor Arun Singh, Professor Samir, Professor Sabrata, Professor Sudhindra, Professor Prerna, Professor Jadija, Professor Janish, and all the attendees to this meeting in person or online. I must apologize that I'm not able to join you at this time, as I have a clash with an appointment with my doctor, who is due for holiday soon. And if I give up this appointment, I won't have the opportunity to see him again until we come back next year. So I hope you understand my situation. I'm now speaking at a hotel room in Thailand, after the very successful second IEEE Region 10 robotics competition held at Chulalongkorn University in Bangkok. Well, the competition was started by Deepak and Dr. Zia Ahmed, the Region 10 Vice Chair on Professional Activities, and locally being led by Associate Professor Subhavadi and Dr. Kanita, the 2023 Region 10 Women in Engineering Committee Chair. And I really thank and appreciate all the efforts to putting up these great events. And it is really ironic that I started my term this year with a meeting with the Region 10 Executive Committee in Bangkok early this January. However, I was diagnosed with COVID positive after arrival. So I was confined in isolation. And I had to conduct the meeting through the WebEx from the hotel room. And now I'm also speaking again to you in the hotel room, but at least I could have I have been out to enjoy a good walk and also a good meal. When I look at the topic of the assignment given to me, I was supposed to speak on the words of the wisdom. And quickly looking into the mirror, or looking at the camera right now, words of wisdom. Are you talking to me? So my first reaction is, you are asking the wrong person. You need to speak to my wife. And having said that, and being a good academic, I look up the definition of the word wisdom. And Google tells me this: the quality of having experience, knowledge, and good judgment, the quality of being wise. Okay, I told myself, you are definitely still asking the wrong person. So then another verse which I have read from a good book came up to my mind. If anyone among you thinks that he is wise in this age, let him become a fool, that he may become wise. So now I realize that I'm in the process of becoming wise. Then I recall the word wisdom is associated with experience, knowledge, and judgment. So maybe that's something that I can share. So I look at the word wise, W-I-S-E, and a number of terms, they come up to me. And I believe they have something to do with the topic today on conference quality management. So first, the letter W, and I believe the word is willingness. I believe the first requirements, for a good conference is the willingness, of those involved, that they want to make it a success. All those involved, from the organizers, from the volunteers, the authors, the reviewers, the local helpers, the sponsors, They will only make the conference as a good quality event out of the voluntary willingness of the correct intention and the willingness to work together with one another with no hidden agenda, no one looking for personal gain, personal glorification, self-gratification. The conference does not belong to anyone. It is an event that we want to put up in the name of IEEE just for sharing and dissemination of knowledge and research findings, and to provide the platform for networking and learning to advance technology for the benefit of humanity. And without such willingness, the event will only be used as some means for some selfish intention. In the worst case, it may even cause some distortion of the behaviors and even non-compliance with the IEEE rules, regulations, and policies, and leading to possible or further issues, and maybe even the rejection of the proceedings for IEEE. So right from the very beginning, it is utmost important to get the intention right. Everyone should have the willingness to get the job done properly and correctly. In today's workshop, it aims to provide the participants the proper ways to conduct the conferences and follow the IEEE policies as required. The second letter, I, and I see it should stand for international. And too many times I have observed that some conferences are confined to a small pool of authors, reviewers, attendees, and mostly they come from the same organization. The intention of the conference appears just to be some form of requirements being imposed onto the hosting organization to run the conference just for the sake of running the conference. And without a true international involvement from the authors, reviewers, organizers, participants, the conference will not achieve the objective that it is supposed to achieve, which is to provide a platform for international information exchange and networking with the researchers from all over the world. Hence, the level of international participation normally is a good indication of the quality of the conference. Then the third letter, S, and I think of the word succession. I believe a good quality conference should not be a flash in the pan. It should have the ability to sustain, to maintain, and to expand the pool of the authors, reviewers, delegates, and providing a long-term impact to the discipline. And this can only be done if the conference is able to gain a good level of international involvement, as stated earlier on. So it is important to invite organizers, for the subsequent conferences before the completion of the current one. Communication with the pools of the authors, reviewers, and delegates must be maintained. But while watching out for potential organizers, they have the willingness and the ability to take over the baton from the subsequent conferences. So it is important to maintain a good succession to make it not only just 1 year, but many years to come as well. Then the final letter, E, maybe you can guess it. This is my favorite subject for Region 10 in 2023, ethics. But I'm not going to dwell on this too much because I see Dr. Sudhindra will have a session on ethics, the do's and don'ts for conference hosting. And I will leave it to him to speak on these subjects. So all in all, the words of wisdom, I believe we can consider for your conferences. They are once again, willingness, international, succession, and ethics. But now without further ado, I see that you have a full program ahead, so I'm not taking too much of your time. And I trust you will gain good knowledge and a good understanding and how to maintain and how to manage a quality IEEE conferences in the years and then the months ahead, advancing technology for humanity. So thank you once again for your attention, and I'm signing off now. My name is Lance Fang. Have a good day.
Thank you so much, Professor Lance, for your all kind words. You have been a great leader, and although you are not present over here, but on behalf of Delhi section team, this is a small e-memento for you. Grateful to you for recognition, for inspiring talk, and how you have elaborated the wise in relation with the conferences. The only man who makes no mistake is the man who does nothing. Theodore Roosevelt. And the man who always forgives the mistakes of others is the administrator and academician. And he is none other than Professor Baldev Sethia. And I request Professor Baldev Sethia is in director of the PEC. Thank you so much, sir, for being there and for supporting IEEE always. We could witness most of us, we were there at PEC Chandigarh 2 years back when we have hosted there the education activity, the best practices workshop. And again, after 2 years, we are here for best practices of while organizing the conferences. Sir is having more than 35 years of experience in teaching, research, consultancy, administration. He has been awarded PhD by IIT Kanpur and have published more than 170 research papers. More than that is, he has 4 patents protected under IPR India, and the grants which he has received, the projects he has handled, the awards and credentials for PEC, which is known for with his name as well. Thank you so much. And I invite you for your presidential speech, sir. Over to you.
Thank you, ma'am, for your kind words. Honorable Mr. Deepak Mathur, Chief Guest of this workshop, a former Director, Region 10 and Vice President-elect MGA, Professor Lance Fang, Professor Takako Hashimoto, Professor Ansari, Professor Arun Kumar Singh, my colleague here with me, and Professor Preeti Bajaj, Professor Subrata Mukhopadhyay, and a galaxy of distinguished speakers and resource persons attending this workshop online and offline. Well, I'm indeed privileged and elated to be a part of this organization. I recall 2 years back, we had this workshop in this very hall, but on in an offline mode, when most of you were present here, including Professor Mathur, Professor Bajaj. Well, I compliment the organizers for having come up again with this wonderful idea. And this time, I believe this topic is very apt, very, very apt. And something that Mr. Mathur had stated a while back, that its quantity and quality both are important. Yes. And I find that India, as I was told a little while back, we had amongst the largest proportion of conferences being conducted. Well, I believe quality emerges out of quantity. So both need to be honored. It's the quality, yes, that matters, that is remembered, but then quantity has to be there to churn out the best quality. I also thank the organizers that they didn't put me to say some words of wisdom, as Professor Lance Fang had just stated. I have been asked to talk about PEC, my institute. Thankful to the organizers for that. Well, dear participants, ours is an institute which today is 102 years old. It's a figure that seems to be easily said than registered. 2 years back, we celebrated the centenary year. We were incepted and established in the year 1921 in a village Mughalpura near Lahore, which presently is in Pakistan. We were there, and later we were nomenclatured as McLagan College of Engineering. But then came the doomed year, 1947, in some sense, that we had to shift from there, and we were thereafter lucky to have been shifted to the Indian Institute of Technology, Roorkee, which at that time was Thomason College of Civil Engineering, which later became University of Roorkee, and today we know it by the name of Indian Institute of Technology, Roorkee. So we are there in that institute for 6.5 years. And 1953, when the city of Chandigarh was established, we were established on our present campus. That's what has been the journey of our institute from Lahore to Chandigarh via Roorkee. Well, presently, we have 8 engineering departments supported by the science departments of physics, chemistry, maths. And we take pride in stating that we are an institute which has the latest of the branches of engineering, the specializations that are in vogue in the world today. And we also have the traditional core branches with which engineering was probably earlier known. The branches of civil engineering, mechanical, electrical, metallurgy. And today we have the latest of the branches in terms of data sciences and computer science engineering and artificial intelligence. Well, this year we have deviated slightly to engulf an undergraduate program in the form of Bachelor of Design. So that's where we academically stand. And we also take pride in stating that we are having alumni who are as distinguished as Professor Satish Dhawan, who later became the chairman of ISRO, the Indian Space Research Organization program, perhaps the longest serving chairman that this country has had in ISRO. He was also the director of the prestigious Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore. So he was our alumnus. Dr. Kalpana Chawla, the Indian-American astronaut, was a graduate of this very institute. Well, today, this institute boasts of number of departments, number of distinguished faculty, and the latest state-of-the-art infrastructure so far as the academics and research is concerned. Well, that's what our institute is today. Once again, now coming back to the conference specific, I believe this topic of the conference, quality management in conferences, this is very, very apt. The topics that I see in today's schedule, they are also concurrent, and they are going to throw light on how quality can be maintained or how quality can be evaluated. But then I find that the parameters for quality, they are going to be very many. I agree with the remarks that have been given by Professor Fang, that yes, the conferences, it should not be for personal gains. It should be for a larger good. But then the parameters, if they need to be quantified, quality to be quantified, it's a difficult task. Indeed, a difficult task. The quality of the conference, this needs to be elaborated. I look forward to the views that are going to be expressed by the distinguished speakers in today's program. And on behalf of Punjab Engineering College, Chandigarh region, and on behalf of my colleagues here, Professor Arun Kumar Singh in particular, I wish this conference all the very best. We look forward to a very fruitful deliberations and outcome from this workshop. Thank you very much. Thank you for this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your esteemed presence, all the support today and always. And as rightly said, we know all the ranking systems, everyone, national and international level, lot of pressure for organizing conferences. So quality and quantity, which you have also focused, is very, very important. And we are very happy to hear the legacy of PEC Chandigarh and your leadership. Kudos to that. Many, many salutations. Please accept our e-memento and we are really grateful for you being, the at hell of the affairs and supporting us. Hell of the affairs and supporting us on this.
Thank you, ma'am. With all humility, I accept this. Thank you, ma'am.
I request everyone before we move further, to have please switch on your camera so that we can take photograph for everyone present over here.
Hold on, ma'am.
Yes.
We would like to have our people around.
Yes. Yes. I guess Takako Sen has also left. Deepak sir, can you switch on your camera, please? Jadeja ji. And Michael Subrat sir has done. Back has done. Yes. So somebody can take up. Are we? Now, how to, Avi, can we take for participants as well? There are participants, 70, 80 participants are there. Thank you, team. 70, 80 participants are there. Thank you, team.
Yes, ma'am. We take it with the participant as well as
Yes, so we can take at the end as well. So, thank you. So now for the next segment, can we have Avi? Can you take this session forward? Avi, can you take this session forward?
Yes, ma'am. We now welcome our second coordinator, a visionary in the field of electronics and nanotechnology, Professor Arun Kumar Singh. As the dynamic chairperson of the IEEE Chandigarh subsection, Professor Arun Kumar Singh is a driving force in advancing technological frontiers. Holding a master's in technology from MNIT Jaipur and a doctorate from the prestigious University of Manchester, Professor Arun Kumar Singh is a seasoned academic with an insatiable passion for research. His contributions to the realm of nanotechnology devices, nano interconnects, and nano antennas for terahertz applications have been nothing short of groundbreaking. His research portfolio extends to the fascinating domains of plasmonics, graphene-based photodetectors, and HMT for MMICs, showcasing his profound commitment to pushing the boundaries of innovation. We invite Sir to provide us with the workshop outline. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Avi. Good morning, one and all present in this workshop in online and offline mode. Respected Deepak Mathur sir, past director IEEE Region 10 and Vice President-elect MGA. Professor Lawrence Fung, IEEE Region 10 Director and the chief guest for today. Professor Takako, Vice President and IEEE Region 10 Director-elect for 2023 to 24. Professor Michael, Secretary IEEE Region 10 and Chair Conference Quality and Management. Dr. Samir, Chair Conference Quality and Management Committee. Dr. Sudhindra Kaushik, IEEE Region 10 Ethics Awareness and Advancement Committee. Professor Ansari sir, guiding force for this event. He is the chairperson of IEEE Delhi section. Professor Subrat Mukhopadhyay sir, chairperson Technical and Professional Activities, IEEE Delhi section. Professor Prerna Gaur, Journal Chair and IEEE India Council Chair-elect. Professor Jadeja, Chairperson, IEEE MDC 2023, Region 10, and my colleague and co-coordinator, Professor Preeti Bajaj, and all the participants who are available and attending this event in online and offline mode. So in this workshop, we are going to listen many seasoned speakers. So we have already heard Professor Deepak Mathur, Professor Fung, Professor Takako. So as we proceed in this workshop, we would be listening how we can apply for IEEE conferences. So Mr. Michael is going to provide such valuable information, how to proceed to apply for any IEEE conferences. After getting conferences, it is very important for all of us, for the organizers, that as said by Professor Fung, that ethics has to be followed. So we are going to have one session on ethics by Sudhindra ji. He will be talking about what ethics we have to follow as conference organizers. Then another important factor in organizing any of the conference is the budget, seek sponsorships, and how to manage finances. So Professor Jadeja is going to talk about this. And once conference is done, we have to go for post-conference review processes. It will be briefed by Dr. Samir ji. And over and above, Professor Subrat Mukhopadhyay sir will be talking about how conference should be applied, so that from the point of view of reviewing authority and the committee which typically approves the conference, what they are looking for. So he will be talking about the basic tips which we need to put it in our conference proposals. And after that, Preeti Bajaj ma'am will be talking about a case study, and particularly which conference which is sponsored by some IEEE society. And later on, Professor Prerna Gaur will be talking about forthcoming international conference, TANSIM, which is going to be held in 2024 in India. So this will be covered by Professor Prerna Gaur. And at last, we will be having a Q&A session in which speakers will be answering the queries of all the participants. So with this brief outline, I hope that all the participants will be getting valuable insights after attending this conference, and would be able to hold a good quality conference in near future. So with this, I thank you all for joining for this workshop today in hybrid mode. So at Punjab Engineering College, our faculty members are physically available in this room, and more than 170 participants are available in online mode. So it is a successful workshop for IEEE Conference Quality Management. And I also thank IEEE Art and Reason for funding us. And I also thank IEEE Delhi section for extending their kind support to organize this event. So thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for providing us with the workshop outline. And I extend a memento to you from our side, though digital. Moving on, ethics is knowing what's the difference between what you have the right to do and what is right to do. As said by Porter Stewart. Moving on, next we have Dr. Surendra Kaushik, Chief Innovator at Innovation by Design, an accomplished professional innovator and innovation consulting developing authority. Sir has nearly helped and advised over 50 patents. He is an advisor to startups and an academic council BOS member. President-elect at the IEEE Technology and Engineering Management Society, and Chair Ethics and Risk Management Committee at IEEE Asia Pacific Region 10. Sir has also been a TEDx speaker, international and national keynote speaker, cartoonist, and TV and cinema actor. We are glad to have Sir with us, and we invite Sir now to provide us with his words of wisdom regarding ethics in this sphere.
Thank you, Avi. Thank you, Professor. Thank you, Avi. Thank you, Professor. Glad to be here. When Dr. Preeti invited, I was all excited. Then I realized I was supposed to catch a flight. So I requested her to accommodate my limitation, which she kindly did. So thank you, Dr. Preeti, for that. It was a pleasure to hear everyone, Deepak, Lance, Ansari sir, and so many people. So what I'll try to do is, when me and Preeti were discussing, we said we will use ethics in a slightly broader context to conferences. So bear with me. We have all the right and the perfect people to talk about the processes and procedures and how to get things done in the right way to get the right quality and quantity. What I'll just do in the next few minutes is to take you through in a slightly broader, more fundamental concept, which I heard Lance was also talking about as ethics, which also Deepak mentioned, that when you convert quantity to quality, one of the underlying principles will be ethics. Till recently, have been vice president of conferences at times. So conference quality, among a lot of things, I just pick up a few of them. For my topic would be paper quality, right? The quality of the paper itself, which will be the TPC doing a fantastic job, the reviewers and so on and so forth. One reviewer might say it's very good, another reviewer might say it's very bad, and the third one might say I don't know, and you might need a fourth one. So that's how the quality comes into picture, and it's quite interesting how we select papers. But the author authenticity, today we are also discussing in my professional world how AI and regenerative AI and intellectual property is getting mingled. We're not able to separate them as simply as we thought till now. But that's another problem that we're going to see in conference quality in terms of ethics. But also alignment of field of interest is something we need to make sure that we are true to the theme and the societies involved in the conference, that we align all of these variables. And the last but not least, which I want to highlight, like I said, there are many more, but these are the four I wanted to highlight, is the speaker's affiliation and position is of or the basically responsibility of the speaker, but we as conference organizers should not forget. So, like I said, because of all these variables and more, what will happen is they'll all become highly contextual in the sense of a conference. The different issues, different authors, different. Somebody saying not audible. Is it me? Is everybody can hear me? Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'll continue. So because of all these variables, it is not one typical problem will come in one conference. The same conference can have all kinds of issues, author issues, paper issues, presenting issues, connection issues. You can imagine and you can have those issues. So that means it's highly contextual, and people in the conference need to handle contextuality, because every problem, every situation will be difficult. Now, if it is contextual, the obvious thing that will come is ethics, because every situation is, since it's different, every solution will also be different. Some situations might be different, some situations might be new. And when it is a new situation, you have to come up with a new way forward. And that's when ethics will help you guide, because not everything is written down. And that's where the quote from Plato comes in. Good people do not need laws to tell them what to do, while bad people will always find a way around it. Now, we are talking about the fantastic people we have in IEEE. The idea is that when it is a contextual thing, we all sit together and try to make the best decision that we can possible. Now, nobody will have it in written form. It is not an algorithm that we can, put it in a conference thing and you feed in. It is going to be different as long as people are there. Situation is going to change, and as the situations change, the contextuality will become different, and the context difference, the way you make the decision-making process is more important than the outcome, the decision itself. The decision-making process is guided by ethics. Now, that again is bound by what is in IEEE called ethics. I'll come to that in a minute. But it's also we as a family, as a community, our upbringing, our belief system, our value system is built and ingrained into us as a person. So even that has to be taken care of. Now, how does ethics and growth connect? So, like I said, when me and Preeti were discussing the topic, we said, okay, we can use this opportunity to see. When we organize a conference, I always say it's for both the personal growth of the people involved is one of the results that we want. But also IEEE should be gaining much more papers, much more authors to be publishing their work and making progress in their lives. And of course, we make publication fees and so on and so forth. So all the results generally come from the actions we take. Action leads to results. Now, thoughts does not lead to results. Actions lead to results. Now, what does action come from? Where does it come from? Is by taking decision. Okay, I'm going to walk to the market. Okay, I'm going to write a paper. Okay, I'm going to sit and watch a movie. Every decision precedes an action, and action gives us results. Now, where does decision comes from? And that's the key part where ethics starts to appear is knowledge. So what do we know? What do we not know? Based on that only we can make a decision. And when we know where the knowledge comes from, it comes from the questions that we ask, the things that we know, the things that we don't know, the answers that we are seeking for. All these are the source for knowledge, which leads to us making decisions. Oh no, I'm not going to do this. I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to ask for the fourth review. I'm going to ask the author to write an email to me, whatever it is, the decision. And then the action which comes and gives us the result. Now, if you look at this way, in of all these three, knowledge, decision, and action, ethics is the underlying principle. How we act, what actions we do, what decisions we take, how do we take the decision? I just said the decision-making process is how our ethics will come into the fore. Ethics is not something that you want to do a tick box. It is the underlying, it's like salt in water, salt in cooking. It's there, but you don't see it explicitly. So ethics will be embedded into all of this, especially the questions that we ask. Do we know enough to make the decision? Do we know what are the facts? Do we know what are the principles that we are supposed to do? Do we know our rights? Do we know our limitations? Am I even authorized to make a decision? Am I authorized to act? Am I authorized to know this information? For example, a lot of discussions in IEEE leadership circles, when we have those discussions, we know that everybody is privy to some information, and that is knowledge. And everybody is given authorization to take some decision. And of course, the actions come somewhere else. But the guiding principle to know is the knowledge precedes the thoughts and the actions and the questions is by ethics. Now, what do we do with ethics is we achieve personal growth or we achieve professional growth. If you observe carefully, basically three of the four things are the same. In both cases, personal or professional growth, there is a certain element of personal growth involved. On the left side, personal growth, we have a society, family, community, friends involved, and we have humanity at the end. And same on the right side. But only thing is, instead of society, the emphasis is on the organization we work for. It's the company we work for, it's our own company, etc., and so on. But the idea is, if you do, how do you know that you're growing and you're successful in either of this is interesting. Because to me, professional growth is the quality of life that you can have, right? Based on the monetary success, the material success, etc., facilities, so on and so forth. But to me, and bear with me for saying this, because the personal growth is about the quality of sleep that you have. You go to bed thinking, I did the best I could do today. I did the right thing that I could think of. I did the best way I could come to the decision. I did not know so much enough that I did ask the right person to help me with this. And asking all these questions will help you make us good decisions. And if you do good decisions, good actions will come. And if you have good actions, there is nothing but good results. We always say we can make mistakes as long as it's not the same one. And more importantly, as long as it's not intentional. I think when you go to sleep, you get that fact that you have done your best without having to worry, have I done my best? Now, that's what was said in the beginning by Avi. Ethics is knowing the difference between what you have the right to do and what is right to do. And there is another quote which I love, which goes with this is, you are the person who you are when nobody is seeing you. Ethics has a lot to do with that. You are what you are when nobody is seeing you decides who we are as a person. Whether we are somebody is there around us, then we throw the paper in the dustbin or not, should not be the case. How we do, irrespective of who is around us. Now, the most important elements that ethics affects us in IEEE and in leadership and in conferences also is the decisions and how we take the decisions, and the actions and what actions we take. It could be simple things like, whom do we give this banner work for the conference and for the organization that we are working for. Now, what do we do in IEEE under Lance Fung? And when we discussed earlier, we started this ethics emphasis in EAAC committee, Ethics Awareness and Advancement Committee, which Deepak and Lance asked me whether I can do it. Yeah, I said yes, of course, because they are super leaders who really have a good vision of where we take people. And I think it is something that if they feel important, I'm pretty sure it is important. And I'm glad that I took up this assignment and said yes to them, because ethics to me is really the superpower. So when we did the survey initially, of all the R10 members, only 43% said there is a separate code of ethics. Oh, I didn't know that. And this is where ignorance is not acceptable. Because when you stab someone and the person dies, you cannot go to the court of law and say, oh, I did not know. So ignorance is not an accepted form of misbehavior. So when we found out that, hey, close to half of the people are not even aware, by the way, there is an IEEE code of conduct and an IEEE code of ethics. They are two different things. So we are talking about, when we did the survey, first check was, how many of you even know that it is different? And this is the answer that we got. So what we did, we initiated a process to make people aware. This is a simple one-pager PDF which you can print. It will be in a good, nice, readable size in an A4. This is the IEEE Code of Ethics. It is a very simple way that you can understand what it means to you. Every single time we renew our membership, we are actually saying yes to this. You may or may not know, but you are express. And when I did my member renewal this year also, the same code of conduct came up and I said yes to that. And you also said to that if you have done the renewal. So you should know this, you should be aware of this, you should read this. Now, what happens in this is the code, you can take a snapshot of the screenshot of this. If you click on this QR code, it will take you to the PDF that I showed you. And I urge and request and recommend all of you to take up this IEEE folder at the top, because whenever you do events, please use this. And you can also ask me, I can send you an email with the single slide of pledge that we have started taking in all the events, where at the beginning of the conference, for example, at the inauguration, we have all the attendees take a pledge based on the IEEE Code of Ethics, and feel free to write to me. I will be happy to share it with you. The second thing I urge you to do as leaders is take the snapshot of this screen, which is the QR code for an assessment. This is an assessment where once you scan this QR code, you will be taken to this PDF that I showed earlier, to this QR code. So you go through this, understand it, and it's a bit straightforward. Actually, it's common sense. Actually, many of us are aware and following the code of conduct, but maybe we are not explicitly aware of that. Once you have read through that, it will take you to a 10 questionnaire assessment. So when you take the 10 questionnaire assessment, you can answer based on what you have understood. Like I said, it's not a cut and paste. It is not that simple, but it's good enough to make you feel that you have understood the code of ethics. If you score 7 or more correct, you can also score 10 out of 10. There are a lot of people who score 10 out of 10. You can get this personalized pin on the right seat next to the QR code. So your number, your specific IEEE number, your name. This is a small PDF personalized for you because you understood and you are aware of ethics. And this is something that you can wear as a badge of honor. Really, really important that you are demonstrating, not just thinking, you're demonstrating that you are aware of ethics. Not just that, many of the sections have been given this physical pin that you see at the right top of my screen, which is a physical pin that you can wear on your lapel, pin which you can wear on your shirt, dress, coat, whatever you feel like. And the top 10%, the first 10% will definitely get this as well. The president had the time to do this, and I'm pretty sure all of us will be able to make time to do this as well, because all of us as leaders, we should walk the talk. And I think we should lead the way by taking this survey as such. So this is where I want to end. Thank you so much for listening to me. This is you. So I'm very happy and privileged to share this with you, and I would be very glad to help you in any way which I can in the coming year as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for joining us, and we are very grateful to you for joining our endeavor. Though we hope to host you offline soon, and meanwhile, please accept a virtual memento from our side.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
We have Dr. Michael.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, Dr. Sudhindra. Thank you so much, Dr. Sudhindra, for your great.
Next, we have Dr. Michael Ong to guide us through the process of applying for IEEE conferences. Dr. Michael Ong is the Secretary, IEEE Region 10 and Chair, Conference Quality and Management Committee. Membership Development Committee Chair, Senior Scientist for Institute for Com Research at A*STAR, responsibility as a Senior Scientist for his research organization for Infocom and Communications. His multifaceted contributions extend to his position as the Institute's leading research scientist, where he shoulders significant responsibilities in the domains of infocom and communications. Mr. Ong plays a crucial role in steering the research efforts of the Institute, contributing to advancements in technology and information systems. I hand over the stage to Dr. Ong now.
Your presenter, Michael, now. You are
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, I was on mute. I can't find the mute button. So thank you for your kind introduction, and thank you to the distinguished speakers and attendees present at this workshop. And thank you to Preeti and the organizer for inviting me to present at this Delhi and Chandigarh subsection workshop. So I am Michael, and I'll give you an introduction to the IEEE Conference Quality Guidelines and Governance. And also, I will cover the objective of the Conference Quality Committee. And as the Conference Application Review Committee Chair, naturally, I will want to go through the conference application process. And currently, I'm also the Region 10 Secretary under Lawrence Fang.
You are on mute.
Okay, got it. So I will give you an overview of the IEEE business conferences around the world, and I will also cover the IEEE Conference Quality Committee. Lastly, I will go through the conference application and approval process. Okay, so this is the overview of the IEEE Business Conference business in 2022. So we have more than 2,000 conferences, but sponsored by IEEE either as a financial co-sponsor and as a technical co-sponsor. So and these conferences were held in 107 countries. We have partnership with some close to more than 1,400 non-IEEE entities. These are maybe the university and other institutes, and also those not-for-profit organizations. And we saw more than 500,000 attendees, and some of them may be double counted, as most of us will have attended 2 or 3 conferences a year. So in 2022, we have acquired more than 2,000 conference proceedings. Those are for the inclusion in IEEE Explore. So this is the conference quality organization. It is under the IEEE Conference Committee. Its purpose is to maintain the high standard of quality of IEEE sponsored conferences. So naturally, we look at the TPC to develop a good and quality conference program. So, and as most of the OUs, be it the chapters and section, we would like them to come in as the co-sponsored for the technical co-sponsor. So, and also the committee also develop and implement policy requirements, training, and outreach to manage the conference quality. And naturally, we have reviewed and act upon issue related to the quality in IEEE conference. This is under the TPI, the Technical Program Integrated Committee, which reviewed 20% of the conference proceeding upon submission to for inclusion. So before it come to the eyes of the TPC members, the papers are all screened by the external vendor Innodata. So Innodata will screen for quality, the quality of written English, and any formatting issue, and very importantly, they will check the field of interest. So Singapore IEEE has more than 40 society, and each society has its own field of interest, and most of the interest for them, they might be a bit, there will be a lot of overlaps of the field of interest. So for the Conference Application Review Committee, we will work with the sponsoring OU on reviewing the process, vetting of the partners. So make sure that they are not for profit organization, and also to ensure that it's compliance with the conference that has taken place. So we will also check the previous edition of conference that are already in the Explore. We will look at the quality of paper and provide feedback and recommendation to the TPIC committee. And also there's a conference organization integrity committee. This is chaired by Amit Kumar from the Bangalore, from the Hyderabad section. It investigates the conference misconduct, ethics, and also that include editorial, and this will work with the sponsoring OU too. So conference quality, IEEE actually comes to look into this issue of conference quality in 2010. At that time, I was the Region 10 treasurer, and we see a lot of conferences being held in Asia, and some of them are by for-profit organization. So they will establish conference in some country and run it for profit. So that's when the TPIC was established. So in 2011, there were 140 conferences rejected based on quality, and also the alignment wasn't aligned to the scope of the IEEE field of interest, and gradually we see a decline in the number of conferences being rejected, and now it's getting new. There are more conferences rejected, as we see a lot of a country has started to organize conferences mainly by the university and some research institute. This is the governance for the Conference Quality Management Committee, and overall, we would like to ensure overall quality for the conference, and this serves as the first point of contact, and we conduct reviews and audit conferences. We will recommend quality, policy, procedure, and best practices for the section and also the conference organization. And as your conference application. If you have completed the conference application form, some of them will